Boom! Alright, Bourbon Quest. Welcome to Mash Madness and the Final Four. Yes, sir. So, if you watched yesterday, Smoke Wagon Rare and Limited has moved on to the finals. So, who are they going to go up against? Well, it's going to be one of these boys because this is the other half of the Final Four. So, let's go ahead and meet the whiskeys. Contender number one is none other from Buffalo Trace is Stagg Jr. Hell yeah. Going up against Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. Yeah, baby. Old Forester 1920. Whew. Should be a good matchup. So, let's get right to it. Again, thank you for all those that have subscribed. It really helps me and the channel out a great deal, so thank you. If you haven't done so yet, no worries. You still got time. It takes like 2 seconds, doesn't cost anything, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it here at Bourbon Quest. And then do yourself a favor, ring that bell for notifications. That way you're notified each and every time a new video comes up here on Bourbon Quest. Feel free to smash that like button. That helps the YouTube algorithms. Along with, leave a comment. Who do you think is going to win tonight and go advance on to the finals? Hell yeah. So, especially if you have one or both of these, feel free to drink along and let me know which one you prefer or think should win. But that's that. Remember, stay hydrated, my friends. Whew. So, and also, just for disclosure purposes, don't pay attention to what glass is behind which bottle or near each bottle, whatever. These have been mixed up, rearranged, mangled to where I don't have a clue which is which. This is totally blind. I'm using a very high-tech, sophisticated, dangerous, proprietary, patent-pending method approved by NASA, yo. So, no, it's a bunch of bullshit, but bottom line is, I don't know which is which. That's all I'm trying to say. So, before we tip it off, let's give these bottles their due and just briefly talk about the particulars. But bourbon one in this competition is Stagg Jr. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 130.2 proof, barrel proof, unfiltered. So, George T. Stagg was born in Kentucky on December 19th, 1835. Stagg built the most dominant American distillery of the 19th century on the banks of the Kentucky River during a time known as the Gilded Age of Bourbon. The distillery survived floods, fires, droughts, and even Prohibition, when it made whiskey for medicinal purposes. Today, Buffalo Trace Distillery strives to carry on the tradition of its famous forefather, uncut and unfiltered. This robust bourbon whiskey ages for nearly a decade and boasts the bold character that is reminiscent of the man himself. Hell yeah, Stagg Jr. And going up against a classic, the first bottled bourbon, Old Forester Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 1920 Prohibition style. During Prohibition, Old Forester was bottled as medicinal whiskey at 117 West Main Street under Kentucky Permit Number 3. The typical barrel proof at that time prior to bottling was 115. So that's what we got here, 115 proof. Whiskey Rose Series, 1920 Prohibition style. This whiskey is distilled by us only, and we are responsible for its richness and fine quality. Its elegant flavor is solely due to original. Its elegant flavor is solely due to original fineness developed with care. There is nothing better in the market. Hell yeah! So there you have it, Stagg Jr. and Old Forester. So let's jump right into the whiskey again. I don't know which is which. Don't pay attention to what glass is near or behind which bottle because it is irrelevant. Alright, let's go in for the nose. Definitely get that proof. Rich caramel, chocolate, a little oak and barrel char. Definitely get the caramel and vanilla and milk chocolate. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Wow. It really punches you right. Oh, that proof. And then just, yeah, plenty of chocolate and caramel and vanilla and butterscotch. Whew. Gal's got some heat on her. All right, let's go in for a second sip. All right. Yeah, you definitely get that chocolate and the ethanol there, vanilla, caramel. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Now more of those flavors are now starting to come through with the caramel, vanilla, chocolate, butterscotch. Good mouthfeel. Nice Kentucky hug. That's some good stuff. All right, let's go on to whiskey number 2. So a little bit more subtle on the nose. Some darker notes in that. I do get the barrel oak and char along with some like blackberry, nutmeg, and then there's of course the vanilla and caramel. Another darker fruit in that too. What is that? Not sure. It's like a dark fruit. It's definitely like blackberry and almost like a dark type of grape. Get a little bit of a grape note on that. All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Starts off sweet, and then you get you get the sweetness of the vanilla and caramel, and then it's like black pepper, blackberry, grape. Quite interesting. Not as much on the proof, but a really good proof. Not as overpowering as I feel as like the first one was. Allows a little bit more of the flavors to come through on the palate, but let's go in for a second sip. This is going to be a tough decision. I think I like the nose better on this. Just a little bit more inviting, a little bit more friendly on the nose. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, you get that sweetness and then that spice with blackberry and grape and what else is that? It's like blackberry and grape and black pepper. One more little sip. Yeah, and dark red cherry. It's quite delicious. All right, we're gonna run it back. The first one's a little bit darker, but they're pretty close. Yeah, sweeter and more inviting on the nose. Do get that vanilla and caramel along with blackberry and grape and black pepper. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. It's like a great combination of sweet and spice. You get that sweetness on the front, and then spiciness of some black pepper, and then the blackberry and black cherry, and then more of that sweetness comes through. Good proof point on that. Really works well together, I think. I mean, the nose is really nice on this. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Man, you get more of that sweetness. Now I'm getting some hint of like orange and lemon, along with the vanilla and caramel and chocolate and butterscotch and toffee. This is gonna be tough. Again, I feel like, you know, whichever one gets eliminated tonight is still damn good. Really is. Alright, let's run it back one more time and see if we can't make a decision. I think the color's a little bit darker and richer on the first one, but very slightly. I think the nose is better on the second one, just a little bit more inviting and come hitherness, like very much more. What's the right word? Inviting, seductive. Whereas this one's just like drags you in the door and throws you up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? All right, But ain't nothing wrong with that. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Man, that's so good. It's more robust. It's more darker. I get a little bit of even a dark roasted coffee note on that now. All right. Man, they're both really, really good. I apologize. I'm having to contemplate because it's a tough decision. All right, we're gonna run it back. We're going into overtime. All right, this game is tied. We're going into overtime. Sudden death. Let's see what happens. Because it's a really tough decision. An overtime game in the Final Four. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. All right, let's go back to number one. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. I don't know what someone to do. Man, it's so close. We're going into double overtime. This is it. We have to make a decision after this. Decisions. All right, second overtime. And this is it, because I don't know which is which, and I can't pour because I don't know which to pour into which glass and whatever, so. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Damn it. Alright. This is really close. I've gone back and forth, contemplated. Again, I don't know which is which. Alright. The winner goes to number one. It was really close. I mean, I went back and forth, but at the end, just felt like there was more richness, boldness. The more you sipped it, the better it got. The other one was extremely good. More inviting on the nose. A little bit more subtle on the palate, but still offered a complex experience in my opinion on the different notes that you got on the palate. But the first one maybe slightly less complex, but more bold with those flavors that were there. It really was a toss-up. I mean, this was a double overtime game, won on a last-second shot. I mean, it really could have went either way. But I'm going to go with whiskey number one to advance on to the finals. Who do you think it is, Bourbon Quest? Do you have an idea? Do you have a clue? I ain't got no idea. I got a little bit of a clue, but no idea. Alright. Well, as much as I hate to, we're going to have to announce who the winner is and move it on to the finals. But listen, both of these are fantastic. There is no real loser here tonight. Just, let's just reveal the results, because we have to make a decision. And so, who do you think it is, Bourbon Quest? Do you know? The winner is none other from the renowned Buffalo Trace Distillery. Your winner goes to Stagg Jr. Hell yeah. Man, this is so freaking... Well, I'm kind of glad it didn't win. This is... Of the final four, this is the one that you can still get on the shelf. So, maybe by not winning, it will still continue to be available. Because it's freaking fantastic. Very easily could have won. I went back and forth. So, I was leaning towards the Old Forester at one point, went back and then back. I mean, it was a close game, double overtime, won on a last-second shot by the renowned Stagg Jr. That's right. Congratulations, Stagg Jr. You're moving on to the finals. That's going to be freaking fantastic. So, unfortunately, down goes Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. But again, like I said before, I even revealed who won or whatever, there is no loser here. Do yourself a favor, if you don't have one of these, and this is hard to find, I grant you that. But you should be able to find an Old Forester 1920. It's freaking fantastic. Should be on every, not even just every, definitely every bourbon lover, but just anybody's bar should have if they got any type of bourbon on it, they should have a 1920 Old Forester. It's like $55 and available and delicious. So pick yourself up an Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. Always have one in your bar. Go ahead. I don't think you need to stockpile them. If you want to have one backup, that's fine. They're still available. Hopefully, I think that's going to continue. I don't think it's going to be a situation where they become unavailable. You might have to go to more. You might have to go to 2 liquor stores to find one, but you should surely. I feel pretty confident if I go to 2 liquor stores over 2 days, I can find this at obviously retail. Don't pay secondary. There ain't no secondary market on this because it's available. $55. Keep up the good work, Old Forester and Jackie's on. Keep making this available. This is what we love. Yes, we love hunting things like Stagg Junior and the allocated stuff. There's a mystique and some special to that, but there's also something very welcoming and about an Old Forester 1920 that you feel confident that you can get one pretty much anytime that you need to without having to stand in line, enter lotteries, and blah blah blah. Because it's damn good. It's not. I'm not going to say it's the greatest whiskey in the world, but it's probably the greatest available, or one of. I should say one of. Because I actually like the 1910 a little better than the 1920 on a normal basis, but I always want to have both on my shelf. So, again, enough about that. Congratulations, Stagg Junior, moving on to the finals. So, should be a good matchup. So, in the finals, we have Smoke Wagon, Rare and Limited, will be going up against Stagg Junior. Who's going to win the crown, Bourbon Quest? Let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment. Who you think's going to win, Stagg Junior or Smoke Wagon Rare and Limited? This should be a good battle. I mean, this was a great battle tonight. Double overtime game. Stagg wins on a last-second shot. Can't get any better than that. All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the finals. That should be epic. Stagg Junior and Smoke Wagon, Rare and Limited. Thank you, Bourbon Quest. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, smash that like, leave a comment, yo. And as always, my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Haha, that's a wrap. See you tomorrow for the finals, baby. Woohoo!